Okay guys, finally going back to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and I just want to walk through it a little bit so you can just see how massive this thing is.
We look up.
This goes for a really long time. I'm going to do something I did the other night that you can see. I'm going to read a line of names. Just because, well, it doesn't do anything, but it's just something for me. So, Larry Murdoch, Robert A. McGill, Benjamin Rawlings, Charles Outlaw Jr., and Clyde Raines. And it just goes on and on.
Oh, it says on here.
It's just a staggering number of names when you look at it like this. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you all this during the day. It's just amazing. This is the Korean War Memorial, and it's soldiers kind of recon or just walking. And look at, here's one right here, just looking, and the detail on these guys is just amazing. And like I told my brother when we went the first time, they just look like men at war, and it's just an incredible monument and memorial. Okay guys, just want to walk you through the MLK Memorial. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. There are quotes lining this entire wall that MLK said, and I'll read this one. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil, triumphant. And it, like I said, this is all the way around the wall, and it's on both sides here. Just big entrance there, and then you have here. It's actually where MLK is. I don't think you can see it. It says, "Out of the mountain of despair, a stone of hope." And here is MLK himself. Not one of the greatest Americans of the 20th century, or the last century, but one of the greatest ever. Okay guys, here at the other FDR Memorial, he has two of them. I guess that's what happens when you're the greatest of all time. And it's really, really cool. You get to just walk through it. There's a guy sitting there, representative of his Fireside Chats. And then all over here and around the corner was another waterfall representing his first term. And this one represents his second, which, as you know, his presidency just got more tumultuous as the years went on. And it's just really, really cool. He has another little stone across from the archives, but he also has this. Really, really cool. Guys, there's even more. This does not end. This is for his third term, which means there probably won't be any more left because his fourth term was basically not very anything. Look at him right there. I'm gonna take some pictures now.
Term limit.
Okay guys, there's actually even more for his fourth term, which was only a couple of months before he died in 1945, just before the end of World War II. And it is just, I mean, it's just breathtaking. It's a lot of waterfalls, and here we have Eleanor, it looks like, which was one of the most active first ladies in our history, definitely. Probably Michelle Obama has been pretty active, and Hillary and Nancy Reagan and a few others. But I mean, look at this waterfall. Look at it. Let me zoom in. Just really cool. I'm gonna take pictures now.
What?
Now, as you can see, getting up to the Jefferson Memorial. Okay guys, now we're here at Jefferson, and this is just wow. Look at this. And then you have Jefferson right in the middle.
Maybe she's out. Oh, yeah. I think you take a picture.
Okay guys, last museum, last stop of the entire trip. And it's actually a museum that we weren't even going to originally visit, but it's called the Newseum. And it's just about news coverage over the years. And there's 7 stories of exhibits. This is just one of them. It's about radio, TV, and the internet. And it's really interesting. Okay guys, we're still at the museum, and they have a terrace here on the 6th floor, and look at this view. It's the archives right there, I think. That is the National Gallery of Art. In the distance, the Capitol. Things go. See all this great stuff. Really cool. Okay guys, we are leaving the museum, our last stop of our little trip, and we're just about done. Just about done. I will have more in a bit.
Oh.
Okay guys, so as you can see, I'm in the car, and it's because our DC trip is all but over now. And the last day we went to the Holocaust Museum, which, I mean, the permanent exhibit was actually really cool. It was really interesting, and especially if people go in there and they really don't know, too much information about the Holocaust. I mean, I went in there pretty much knowing just about everything that was in there already. I mean, there were a few bits and pieces that maybe I didn't know, but the Holocaust Museum, we got to go to the permanent exhibit this time. It was really cool. They had a actual door to a gas chamber, I think, which that's something that you just do not see. They had an actual train car, I think. They had just a lot of stuff, and they had a lot of just artifacts that were actually really from the Holocaust. And these aren't just displays or things that are just art pieces. It wasn't like that at all. There were a lot of pictures of a lot of victims, I think. And I did my best to take a bunch of pictures, and hopefully a lot of them came out yet. I haven't had a chance to look at them. But we also went to the National Archives, and getting to look at some of the most important documents in the history of, I would say in the history of democracy, or in the history of Western civilization, is just a really cool experience. They actually have the Magna Carta there. They have the Bill of Rights, they have the Constitution, they have the Declaration of Independence, all the originals, and that's just not something you can see every day, and that's not something you can see anywhere but there, really. The archives, unfortunately though, you can't take any photos in there, so I don't have any pictures from there, but it was a really nice experience. The last place we went to today was the Newseum, and it's one that I don't think it gets as much hype and, respect, I guess, or maybe not respect isn't the right word, but it's just not one that regular people know about as far as DC. But it had a lot of exhibits. We didn't get to see everything because there's just simply too much, and we just don't have the time right now.
Your destination is on the left.
And 7 floors of exhibits. We saw a few of them. There was a 9/11 one that part of it was a photographer who was snapping pictures and taking video during the 9/11 attacks, and he ended up being killed on September 11th because he was doing his job and doing what he just loved to do, and he was trying to get the story out and take the right pictures. I mean, if that doesn't hit you, I don't know what does. But as far as my thoughts just on the entire trip, I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. I could definitely live here. I could come here every year and it would never get old. There's just so much to see. There's so much history. We also, I don't know how I could forget this, but we also saw the Jefferson Memorial. We saw MLK Memorial. We saw FDR's Memorial. I think that's all the memorials. I also took some more pictures of the Korean War Memorial and the Vietnam one during the day. But today it was a nice capstone to our little 4-day trip, and it was. I think I took a lot from this trip, and whenever I'm able to come back, it could be this year, it could be next year, it could be 10 years from now. You just never know, that kind of thing. It'll be well worth the wait because there's just so much to see and so much to do here. So my DC trip is done. I'll have video in whenever we get home or something, and that's it.